Hello everybody, I am Angry Bird. So, Angry Bird back with an update. Angry Bird Talks Roadmap, December 2019. Eugen just released the Steel Division 2 roadmap, and the aim is to go through this and yeah, let's read on and see what's in store for us. I'm really pleased Eugen have released some kind of information recently on what they're working on. It's been a little bit of time since what was the last major thing they released? I mean, there was Death on the Vitula and the smart orders. So yeah, I don't think we've heard too much from them since then, but I guess they've been busy working, and hopefully they'll tell us what they've been working on. So let's jump straight in. Steel Division 2 roadmap. Hello Commander, guess who's back? Yes, it's Eugen, they're back. You might be wondering what the Eugen team has been up to this last couple of weeks. Yes, I have been wondering. I'm sure you have as well. We can tell you quite a lot. Good stuff. Excited. I am excited. I get so hyped when Eugen released stuff. Because the thing is with Eugen, hopefully this is a really good thing, a roadmap. Up till now, Eugen have been really good at, like, just before they release stuff, about 2 or 3 weeks, they tend to like talk it through in all detail, but they don't really communicate quite far ahead. So maybe this roadmap is the start of them doing that. So let's have a look. Trust us, there is some exciting news for you today. I am trusting you. I am going to read on. What's coming up? So, as you know, behind the scenes, we're always hard at work at making Steel Division 2 a more kick-ass experience for all of you. Not only that, there is a ton of new features and content being created as we speak, not in the least our next history DLC. So the next history pass DLC, the next part of the history pass DLC. So this is kind of like basically Eugen's season pass, where they're releasing 3 DLCs within the year after release. As far as I'm aware, it's be about a year after release, and then so there's 3 parts to the season pass. And we had the first, that was Death on the Vitula, so we're due 2 more parts. So it looks like some news about that potentially. But that's not all. We can lift the veil on the reinforcement packs that are coming your way as well. And this is the reinforcement packs was Eugen's commitment to providing 10 free DLCs after the release of Steel Division 2, and we've had maybe 5, I think. The first one was jam-packed. We got the 25th Panzer Grenadier Division. We also got the 84th Guards Strelkovy, I want to say. 84th Guards Strelkovy Division, the one with all the IS-2s. And we got Sidels, the map, and that was just all in the first reinforcement pack. And then the next, I think the next, then we had another one that was the smart orders, and I can see this coming up below. And we had the smart orders, and then after that we had maps, and I think there's been 5 in total. Maybe they'll say how many, but I'm thinking there's 5, but they're all free to everyone. So I don't know if you've stopped playing Steel Division 2, and you've not downloaded any of these reinforcement packs, then check them out. There are new maps, new divisions. So in fact, what do they say about this one? So previous packs contain new maps, or for instance the smart order mechanic. The new ones will deliver even more goodies and enhance gameplay. Like what? Oh dear, oh dear. Rules of engagement. First off is the Rules of Engagement Reinforcement Pack. We'll dive deeper into the finer details in a later blog post, but very much in the same vein as its partner mechanic, the Smart Orders. This new feature will enhance the way you can control your units while decreasing the amount of micromanagement. And that sounds good to me. Particularly like the Smart Orders, I was really interested in the Smart Orders and the way they've taken the game with these Smart Orders. And decreasing the amount of micromanagement is always a good thing. So, Rules of Engagement will work twofold. On the one hand, it allows you to set unit behaviour. On the other hand, it introduces enhanced unit intelligence, allowing troops and vehicles to be more adaptive to threats and the environment. That sounds amazing. It sounds amazing. Much like the Smart Orders, the Rules of Engagement will make it easier for new players and hardened veterans alike to control their units. Players will be able to interact with the Rules of Engagement through a new dedicated screen in a tactical user interface. So we have a picture of it here. Let me get it up fully on screen, make sure it is on screen for you guys. And we have, so this is the Smart Orders, although they're not all there. There's a couple more. Potentially they've got maybe like an AT gun highlighted, so that's why the others aren't showing. So the others are like artillery and the famous counter battery. So, but Rules of Engagement, that's what we're talking about. Rules of Engagement. So there's a new panel. What have we got? We've got Advance, and that says either hunt or move. So I know that hunt and quick hunt, you've got hunt and quick hunt down here. They're already orders. So hunt is basically attack move. That's what most people tend to call it, attack move. And then quick hunt is like fast attack move. I think that's what most people know it as, despite the fact that it's called hunt and quick hunt. Most people know it as attack move and fast attack move. And basically, to me, what this says is this is about how the units will move. That's what I'm thinking. So my thought is, when you issue a seize command, okay, let's go. Let's take it back. Let's go to this line here. So we'll dive deeper into the final details in a later blog post, but very much in the same vein as its partner mechanic, Smart Orders. So my feeling is these Rules of Engagement, question here, are these only for Smart Orders? Only when you issue Smart Orders do these take effect, or are these at all times? My initial thought is this is a partner for Smart Orders, so it's only, all of these are only going to work when you issue a Smart Order, and I think that's quite a logical assumption. I just want to make sure that was on screen then. I was just making sure that what I was showing you was actually on screen. So my thought is that these Rules of Engagement only take effect when you issue a seize or a Smart Order. Okay, so I'm going to assume that until we're told differently. Maybe we're going to get told differently at some point, but I guess that's question number one. So what have we got? Advance. So hunt, you know, you've got either quick hunt or hunt commands. So this is all about how units move, how units advance. Interesting, you've got hunt or move. So to me, this is saying when you issue a seize order, will the units move forwards on an attack move order, i.e. a hunt, or just on a normal move order? In which case, they won't stop and fire. They'll just keep moving. And they will fire on the move if they can, but they won't stop and move. So this is what this is saying to me, and I think this is a fairly logical assumption. I've used the seize order in the past in multiplayer games, and up to now I've found that it tends to give move orders. It doesn't really tend to give attack move orders, and that can catch out the infantry especially, because they move orders for infantry, unless you're trying to get into a forest, like a last minute ditch, trying to get behind cover, trying to get into a building immediately, trying to get into a forest, you tend to want your infantry on attack move. You don't want them on normal move, because they take more damage on normal move. While they're moving, they take double damage, I think. Maybe if someone might want to correct me on that if I'm wrong, but while they're moving, they take more damage. So you want them to stop. And also, while they're moving, they cannot necessarily fire all their weapons on the move. So I think the machine guns in the infantry squads, like the MMGs or the light machine guns that they have, you know, the MG42s and DP28s, they can't fire on the move. So they're not utilizing all their weapons. So that's what this is, to my mind. So motorized pathfind, the next one, fast or short. To me, that's saying when you give a seize command, is that going to take units in motorized trucks or tanks? Is that going to take them fast, i.e. along the road? Is that going to give them maybe a fast move order? Maybe that's what he's saying. Is that going to give them fast move orders down the roads? Or is that going to give them short bounds of orders? So the AI will continually give a short bound movement. The unit will get there. It will give another short bound. The unit will get there. I don't know if you've seen this. It's really bad. Like, the unit will give a short movement order, the AI. Then the unit will get there. Then the AI will issue another movement order. Then it will get there. You know, to me, I'm going to guess that that's what this means. Whereas fast, to me, that means it gives you just a long, fast movement order down, maybe particularly down the roads. Okay, next one, on foot pathfind. So we've got cover or short, and to me that's saying if you're moving your infantry, will they try and stick to cover, or will they, again like this one, issue like short movement commands? So I think that's probably what that means. And then idle, do they do nothing, cover, or hold position? So for me, I think this one's maybe could do with some slight thought. I'm not 100% sure right now. I've got two questions in mind. Is this, once you've issued a seize order and they've captured the position, it automatically switches the order onto a hold position command, which is this one here? So the question is, does it automatically switch it? If you have that selected and you seize an area, it will switch it to the hold position command. But if you have that selected, if you have nothing selected and they seize an area, it won't do, the units won't do anything. Once they've seen that area, they will just do nothing. They will stay put, they won't do anything. Or if you have cover selected and you do a seize command and you seize the area, it will then make sure that the units move into cover. That's option number one on idle. Option number two is, it's just a general idle thing. So if the units aren't moving, say you issue a seize move and the AI doesn't want to move the tanks yet, or even you're on a hold position move and the AI doesn't want to move anywhere, do you want the units to literally hold their position exactly where they are without moving? This is my thought. Do you want them to seek cover? If they're not doing anything, do you want them to seek cover? Or do you just want them to do nothing? I'm not sure what the difference is between these two, but that's kind of, this one could maybe do with a bit more explanation, I think. And then the last one, shot on hard target, efficient or max range. I think this one's quite a good one from the looks of it. And right at the start, I talked about whether this was a partner mechanic for the smart orders or not, okay? And this is where this one in particular might come in, because to me, shot on hard target means when you're attacking tanks. Do you attack tanks at the most efficient range, or at the maximum range. This is what I'm thinking. Okay, so efficient range, that might, I think that's going to depend on like your efficient shot settings in the option menu. So at the moment, my efficient shot settings, when I change an AT gun to efficient shot, I think I've got it on something like 75% accuracy and I think like 60% penetration chance. And until, I think it works on either one of them. So until either the accuracy hits 75% or either the penetration hits 60%, it won't open fire until it reaches one of those 2 points. So shot on hard target to me means if you set it to efficient, it will basically have the efficient shot command on it. But if you set it to max range, it will just engage as soon as it encounters that enemy tank. That's what I'm thinking this is, and the reason why I say it's important to say, is this a partner mechanic or not? Is this only when smart orders become in? Because actually, if this isn't, and you can issue this to every single tank that you bring out, this is really good, because this efficient shot mechanic is actually like a really good mechanic. Often you want your tanks, especially when you're coming up against hard tanks to destroy, like IS-2s, King Tigers, Panthers, and you've maybe not got great tanks. Maybe you've only got Shermans or Valentines or T-34 76ers or Panzer IVs or Stugs. You don't want to engage at max range against these really heavy tanks. You want to gauge at an efficient range, so often you have to manually move targets forwards, maybe even under fire, so that they can engage at closer range to get those penetration, to increase the penetration chance. So I want to know, is this for everything, or is this only when you issue a seize command? Because if this is only when you issue a seize command, I think that's a bit unfortunate. I'd like to be this for everything. The other ones I'm not sure about, but this one in particular, I'd like to issue that to like pretty much every tank I can. And yeah, rules of engagement as well, another good question. Do you set this once, and then every single unit that you order onto the battlefield, do these orders automatically go onto them? Or do you have to like highlight the units, then issue a seize command, and then they get these settings, if that makes sense? Because for a long while, when you issue infantry units to come into the battlefield, like when you issue them at the start of the game, you can give them unload at position commands. But when you issue them not at the start of the game, just in general reinforcement, they always come in with like a fast move. Actually, I think they come in with like a fast hunt command. But I'd love it if you could have a setting for the infantry that when they reinforce, they automatically come in on unload at position commands. So then when you place down a unit, say you place down a unit here, the transport makes its way up, and then if it's an infantry unit, it unloads at that spot. I don't know, maybe a future one. But this picture also shows that you can actually, this little cog here, to my mind, says you either open this panel, but you can also close this panel, which also lends the suggestion that actually you set these once and then you can close the panel, and hopefully they'll just keep that setting. Let's find out. I want more information. So good start, Eugene. Great information, but give us more. They did say this, so we're so demanding, aren't we? I'm so demanding. They've said that they'll dive deeper into the finer details in a later blog post. So I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm like theorizing all of this. I love doing all that theory stuff. But yeah, I think this is really going to help people in skirmish, single player, campaign, multiplayer. It depends. I'm not seeing this like really affecting multiplayer too badly. Or too much. I'd like to know the shot on hard target. I think that would be cool. But the smart orders, really, in multiplayer, not many people use them because they're not quite efficient. Maybe the rules of engagement might change that, make them more efficient, so more people will use them. But the dreaded counter battery, bit of a sore thorn for some people in multiplayer, and that one in particular is used quite heavily. So I don't know, will these be used loads? I think yes in single player, yes in the campaign, yes in skirmish, yes against the AI, yes in historical battles, maybe no in multiplayer at first glance. But I am really looking forward to it for the campaign, because the plan is, or the plan for me is, I've been looking at doing a campaign for a while, but I've been covering Steel Division League, and I wanted to do a smart orders only campaign where I only try and use smart orders in the campaign. I don't know whether it's going to work or not at this stage, but that's the idea. That's one of my ideas. So to have the rules of engagement as well, that'll be pretty cool. So I'm looking forward to it. So let's move on. Destruction mode. Blowing things up. Well, destruction mode, for a lot of Eugen fans, they'll know what this means immediately. But there's some new fans to Steel Division 2, you might not know what destruction mode is. Destruction mode has been in play with Eugen, in particular in the Wargame series, for quite a while. I don't know when it started originally. Maybe someone might comment, but certainly in the later Wargame, Red Dragon, it was in there. Steel Division Normandy 44, I can't remember whether they had it or not. I don't play destruction mode, which is obviously why I don't remember. But let's just read it, and then I might be able to explain a bit more about it. So, blowing up things and getting points for it has never been as much fun as it was with the destruction mode found in our Wargame titles. Oh, and Steel Division Normandy. So it obviously was in Steel Division Normandy. And yes, this fan requested mode will make its glorious comeback in Steel Division 2 in one of our upcoming reinforcement packs. So, reinforcement pack upcoming, rules of engagement, another reinforcement pack upcoming, destruction mode. Much like the version found in the original Wargame titles, destruction mode grants a player points for, you guessed it, the destruction of enemy units, troops, planes and vehicles. Every kill nets you points, while the number of flags you control determines the requisition points earned per minute. And we have a little graphic here. The good old, if you're a Wargame fan, you'll be used to, wait for it, this here, the little points coming up at the top once you've destroyed the unit. And here we can see the points should be ticking. I think, are they ticking down or ticking up? It looks like they're ticking up. And there's also a kills number. So you didn't used to have this kills list. You used to have just like a number of points. But that's probably a good idea, because at least you can't identify like if someone's playing really badly. Because it used to show like if people had minus points, if I remember. It used to show, and then people would like get a bit toxic maybe, and whereas at least with the kills it eliminates some of that, maybe eliminates some toxicity. But yeah, so what else to say? When the points total runs out, you win or lose the game. Destroying a King Tiger will really get to hurt your opponents right in their meow meow. So destruction mode, if you haven't played it, basically it's like, I'm not a big fan of the mode, but basically you kind of line up. It's like Conquest, but there's no flags, so you don't gain the win by taking flags. You just go up to the front line. There still is a front line, as far as I'm aware. You go up to the front line, and then the aim is to kind of kill more of the enemy units than you lose, and you each get points for the units that you kill. So if you're killing more enemy units, you get points, which gives you a bit more income, which means you can put more units out there, get more kills, and you kind of snowball to victory. However, one of the things that can be caused, and why I don't like the mode, is it can turn into a very defensive, artillery focused game, where you kind of move up to the 50-50 line with like AT guns and support guns, because they're very efficient at getting kills. And then as soon as like nobody moves, everyone's like behind their little walls, like in the heavy cover, nobody moving. And then as soon as somebody moves and the unit gets spot, like 100 artillery pieces all fire on that unit and it gets destroyed, and then they get some points. I mean, that's obviously like heavily dramatized, not quite true like assessment of the game mode, but that's kind of gives you a feel for why I don't like it. It turns into a very defensive, nobody wants to move, and then everyone gets artillery, and then you just get loads of artillery, and it's just fire at everything with as much artillery as possible. That's kind of why I'm not a big fan of the mode. But some people absolutely love the mode, and lots of people requested it, and I am glad Eugen are bringing it back, because at the end of the day, more people playing the game, it is good. And if people like destruction and they play some destruction and then they jump in and play some conquest, which I particularly like playing, then great, there's more people playing, so that's a good thing. The other thing with destruction, which I was going to say, is the big difference between Steel Division 2 and Wargame is counter battery. And this is a major difference, because in Wargame, when you play destruction, you used to, obviously it turns into an artillery fest, but then you have to spend time like counter battering the enemy artillery, because that's one way to earn massive points. Artillery costs quite a lot of points, so and lots of people invest in it because it can get you loads of points. So that means there's loads of artillery on the map, but so then people start focusing on counter batterying to get points. But Steel Division does that automatically at the moment. You can just set your artillery units to counter battery. It's very strong, and Eugen are working on, they are tuning it, fine tuning it, and I expect that will come out at a similar time to maybe destruction mode. In fact, I think destruction mode and rules of engagement are well, there's two reasons why Eugen are retuning it. Destruction mode is one, because I think counter battery will probably be a little bit too powerful for destruction mode, and two, lots of people don't like counter battery. It received quite a bit of a backlash, especially in the multiplayer community, so rightly so they are looking at counter battery. But that's a big difference to Wargame. There's no counter battery in Wargame, so it's going to be really interesting how destruction how counter battery changes the destruction mode, because, and not only counter battery, but fire at will and defensive fire, the other artillery smart orders, because a lot of the mode just turned into you microing artillery, and it was, for me personally, it was boring and slow, and I didn't enjoy it. So if the AI is going to micro all my artillery for me using the smart orders, maybe I will perhaps enjoy it a little bit more. I don't know. Thoughts. This is just all my thoughts. I'm spewing out thoughts. Right, let's move on. Big one. Army General multiplayer. Army General multiplayer. Hype, please. Hype. Can we get some hype? Army General multiplayer. This is big. This is really big. Okay, let's just read what Eugen says. Now, this is a big one. They aren't wrong. And it's been high on our list ever since we started working on the Army General campaigns. Multiplayer integration in one of our future reinforcement packs. So this is another reinforcement pack. So this is 1, 2, 3 reinforcement packs they're talking about here. And these are all the reinforcement pack. Remember, these are the free DLC. So it's free to everyone. All of these are free to everyone. So, in one of our future reinforcement packs, we'll introduce the option to play an Army General campaign with or against other human players. This will open up a completely new experience and make each of these dynamic strategic campaigns truly challenging and unique. So, I know that, I mean, here's a GIF, but you'll have seen this. This is from the Death on the Vistula campaign, and I mean, look at the number of units on this map. This is what I was going to talk about. Look at the number of units on this map, and now you're going to play it with other people. So, I mean, my worry is that, I mean, I've not really played the campaign in a great amount of detail. Probably only played like up to 10 hours where I've been testing it out and stuff like that. Because I've started YouTube, I'm obviously, you know, I haven't got time to play the campaign without doing videos on it, which is one of the reasons why I want to do the Smart Orders only campaign, because it actually allows me to play the campaign and make videos. But my worry is that actually some people are really going to want this. It's great. Like I said, again, if it's bringing people back to Steel Division 2, absolutely fantastic. I love it. I love the fact that Eugene are doing it. My only worry is these campaigns, I think, can go on for a pretty long time. So how's it going to work? Is it going to become a really long campaign that nobody plays, or are you going to, like, is it going to be a thing that takes weeks to resolve, where two players are playing, like, but they have to play for weeks to resolve the campaign? Or I don't know. Is it going to be co-op against the AI? I'm sure it will be. I'm sure it will be co-op against the AI. Is it going to be like, do you have to play with the same player all the time, or is it like hot join, where a player can randomly join in from the internet and join you? Who knows? I mean, I can't wait for new details. Is it something I'm going to do personally? Probably not. Maybe one day we might look at it with the community on my Discord. Might be something that we look at, but it might not. It depends how it plays. It depends how it plays. But am I excited for it? Yes, definitely. 100% excited for it. What else to say? The new history DLC. So this is the season pass. This is the paid DLC. We can't say much about the upcoming DLC yet. Boo! We want to know more. We are so demanding. Apart from the fact they will contain... Oh, hang on. Apart from the fact they will contain 3 new divisions each for Axis and Allies. So 6 new divisions. 3 Axis, 3 Allies divisions. Nice. Very nice. 6 divisions. So the last history pass, the Death on the Vistula. Oh, wait, there's more. Wait, it will also feature a massive new Army General campaign and will bring new historical battles as well. Okay, so I was going to say the last Death on the Vistula contained the Death on the Vistula campaign, so we're getting a new campaign. Awesome. Awesome. New historical battles. I haven't played much of them, but still awesome. 6 new divisions, and in the Death on the Vistula we only got 4. We only got 4. So we got 2 Axis divisions. That was the Hermann Göring division and the 5th Panzer Viking division. And then the Allies divisions, we got the 1st Polish Infantry Division, which is really strong. And we also got the Armia Krajowa, the Polish Home Army, which is a great division. I love it. Absolute fantastic flavour. So, 6 new divisions on the way. I cannot wait. The hype is starting. I am so hyped for this. Cannot wait. What, where, and how long? Hold on to your seats. Ready your keyboards, because before the year's done, you'll get to know all the juicy details on our new history DLC. So for a minute there, I thought they were going to say before the year's done they're going to release it, but no. Before the year's done, we'll know the details. Okay, so that's cool. So if I'm going to make a guess, and you know me, I'm always making guesses. I think January. I think we're going to be looking at this in January. That's my guess. January. We'll see. Will I be correct? I don't know. I have no insider knowledge. I don't know anything. Just like you, this came out today. I didn't know any of this in advance. But yeah, I'm dead excited. I reckon January. And down here, the Steel Division 2 History Pass. If you don't have it yet, Be sure to grab yourself the History Pass for Steel Division 2. With it, you'll get access to all 3 History DLCs planned for our game. So you'll get the first one, which was Death on the Vistula. The second one, which is planned probably in January. I don't... Obviously, that's my guess. And then the third one, which I'm going to guess is probably going to be around a year after release, which was what, like around June-ish, I think it was. So maybe around June. And also, when did we get Death on the Vistula? We got it in October, I think. So October, November, December, January will be 4 months. And then like February, March, April, May would be 4 months. So like, I think the third one's going to be like May, June. Oh, but it's just say all division. See, here it is. All the DLCs will be released in the 12 months after the official launch of Steel Division 2. And the first one, highlighting battles in Poland during Operation Bagration, the very aptly named Death on the Vistula, is available now. So if you don't own Death on the Vistula and you want to get that and all the other History Pass DLCs, then this is what you want, the History Pass. But what I would say is, this is at full price right now, and I don't know whether this will go on sale at any point. So just be wary if you're buying it, unless you desperately want the Death on the Vistula, right, and you haven't got it yet, and you desperately want that. Maybe just wait until possibly after Christmas, January. They may put a sale on, which might include the History Pass. Also, when it gets released, when the next one gets released, they may also put a sale on. But if you want Death on the Vistula, you can get it now, along with the other History Passes. You know, that's up to you. You make your own decisions. You make your own decisions. I'm just mentioning it. Eugene probably don't want me to mention it. I don't know. I'm not part of Eugene, but I'm just saying, you know, that's full price right now. I don't know whether I can't remember whether that went on sale when the Death on the Vistula came out. I genuinely can't remember. But yeah, just be aware that's full price. But if you want this straight away, you can just buy that. Anyway, conclusion. Let's just conclusion. So we care deeply about Steel Division 2 and you, the player. We couldn't have made it so far without your fantastic support and feedback, and we like to keep this going. We'd like to keep it this way going forwards. One other thing we want to do is communicate more often with our community, either through these posts or through our social media channels. So keep an eye out on our Steam and Eugene forums and social channels, Facebook and Twitter. You'll hear from us soon. And they also don't mention Discord, which is really weird. Like, why aren't they mentioning Discord? It's like one of the main channels, and they don't have a link to Discord down here. Look, here's all the links. No Discord. I don't know whether Steam maybe don't let you put a Discord link up, but why is there no link to Discord? Why is Discord not linked here? That's like Eugene, that's a major mistake. Discord's like one of the most widely used gaming things now ever. Like, I do everything. I don't even have a Facebook. I don't have a Twitter. I do everything through Discord. So I don't know. Strange. But if you want to join the official Steel Division Discord, then in my description of this video below is a link to their Discord. I'm doing it for you, Eugene. It's a link to their Discord channel. So if you aren't a part of it and you want to join it, join their Discord channel. Also down below is links to my Discord channel, links to my Patreon, Twitch, I don't remember, links to everything, all down in the description. So jump on down and check out those links. I like what they say here. So one thing we want to do is communicate more often with our community, either through these posts or through our social media channels. Thanks, Eugene. Thank you. More communication. This is what we need from Eugene, because Steel Division, I think these posts on Steam are great. Okay, I don't think they need to do much more than continue with these posts. Maybe like if you want it a different way, if you want them to communicate in a different way, jump onto their social media and tell them. But personally, I quite like these Steam posts. They announce it on their Discord. I'm sure they link to it on their Facebook and Twitter. And you end up here. This is quite a nice format. I like that it's in this format. I like what they do. I like the gifts. I like the information. I just want a bit more of it, Eugen. And I think everyone wants a bit more of it. But I think they're recognising that. And a roadmap, these days is like major common. You didn't used to get roadmaps like about 5 years ago, and then we had a massive. Do you know what? I think it's linked to the whole live service model where suddenly everything needs a roadmap. But it's so common now. So Eugen, they've jumped in, they've produced a roadmap, and you know what? I thank them for it. I want to know that there's rules of engagement coming. I want to know that there's destruction mode coming. I want to know that there's army general multiplayer can come in. I want to know that they're working on the history pass DLC. I want to know this stuff, and I thank them for telling me this stuff. Hopefully I'm highlighting that as you can see it. Like, I'm not highlighting it off the page. But yeah, I thank them for it. More communication is always wanted. The one thing you've got to worry about is we get really demanding nowadays, and like I'm running through this information here, I want to know more, and I guess that's something that Eugen have to deal with, the demand for communication. But up till now, I don't think they've been quite as good as we could have wanted them to be. So a Steel Division 2 roadmap, thank you, Eugen. I'm really pleased about this. And like I say, hopefully they do more of these blog posts and they come out with more of it, because people are demanding, they want to know information nowadays. And hopefully, you know, if people don't hear that you're working on a game, they just leave. Like, people don't stick with games nowadays. There's so many games coming out, there's so much content coming out for other games, and you look at the live service model now, and there's just so much out there that people are playing, so they just leave games real quickly. And one way to keep them playing is communication. So Eugen, they've stepped it up, they brought out the roadmap, and it's good stuff. Anyway, enough praise for Eugen there. Fix counter battery. Hey, I'll get that in there for all you counter battery haters. Counter battery for me, yeah, it does need to be fixed. Genuinely, it needs to be fixed. It's too powerful right now. I like it, but I use it very sparingly. When I say I like it as a player, like me using it, because it helps me. It genuinely helps me. Like, when I want to counter battery, I don't put my artillery on the field and then manually do it. I just press counter battery and it does it for me. The problem is, for some people, and particularly in large team games, because I'm not a massive large team game player. I don't play a lot of 10v10. I don't play a lot of 4v4. Since I've been streaming, I may play more 2v2 and 3v3. The problem is you get a lot more artillery in those game modes, and counter battery is very powerful, and it targets stuff like off maps, which personally I don't think it should target, because how the hell does the AI know there's an off, like, sorry, what I mean is, how the hell thematically does the enemy know, or do you know, there's an off map, ordering an off map strike on your unit so you can counter battery that? It doesn't. There's no thematic reason for that. The reason it does it is because that's how the AI works, and they haven't been able to plan it any other way. Anyway, I'm going. That's counter battery. We're talking rules of engagement now. Rules of engagement. But yeah, they do need to fix counter battery. They said they're working on it. They have said they're working on it, and I imagine it's going to come out at either the same time of rules of engagement, or potentially the same time of destruction mode. I'm sure we'll find out more. Anyway, that's enough. I've been going on for way long time now. Let's see. Yeah, way long time. Way long time? I'm not even making sense now. Thanks very much for watching, guys. Check the description for links to all your favourite places. I am Angry Bird. I will see you next time.